feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I don't lie at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have...
So, as of right now, I'm waiting on Joe. He got times mixed up. But I can have a conversation with everyone here. Hope everybody's doing well and whatever. We have the Black Non-Believers. We have a lot of events going on. I've been partnering with Michigan Atheist because I'm a part of the board member now, and we're going to have a movie and go to the Fuji buffet afterwards. That's like a tradition that we've been having for a while. And we're also going to have a New Year's party as well at a hotel and hang out and stuff like that. Um, I don't know. Anybody has any questions to ask me or anything? Oh, he's here. I'm going to add him to the stage. Hey, Joe.
Hey, what's up? Sorry I'm late.
I was like, man, I gotta go to work. I leave like 2:30 or something like that. Okay, that's fine. Things happen. We all got a lot of stuff going on and whatever. Okay. So who is this person? He need to be blocked. Hold on. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Now, I thank you for being on the show. And usually what I like to ask my guest, not really a deconstructing story, but what part of your life did you decide that you wanted to be an activist and not just the atheist?
That was so. How to explain this? So, like, about 2 years ago is when the channel started, or whenever I started putting content on the channel.
Okay.
But it was about a year before that, maybe a couple years before that, that I had created the channel, and it had started like playing on me at that point, like where I was like, I think I want to talk about this stuff, and I think that being an atheist from Eastern Kentucky, like I may have a perspective that's not really out there that much, and so I had wanted to do it, and then actually I had heart surgery and stuff, and it kind of put a hamper on my job that I was doing, working and stuff. So then I had a lot more free time, and I was like, well, this is what I wanted to do. I think it's time to start doing it.
Yeah. I know one thing, the Arkan County protest, you said that was the first time that you was involved in things like that. I think you did a remarkable job. I think that everything was organized wonderfully. It gave me a chance after the event for me to be more public with myself and everything. And I thank you for that. I've met lasting friendships, even with you now, that if it wasn't for that event, it never would have occurred. So I thank you for that.
Well, now
You
I
know,
can't take all the credit for
well,
that.
I know that it was a lot of different people. Seth and Jess, Robin, all came through, and y'all worked together to make sure that it was productive. That was an idea. But still, it was like I think we should have that. And I've watched, a lot of your debates and talks that you've had. And I'm like, what made you get into that? You wanted to start debating with these weak ass apologists.
Well, so actually, I whenever I first started making content, I made some recorded stuff, and then whenever I started doing lives, that was what I was like. Oh, I want to debate people. I want to go on here and argue with these apologists and a lot of people that I look up to. This is the kind of thing that they've done or whatever, and so I think that I want to do that. And then early on in the live streaming, I did a debate on modern day debates, which was a complete disaster. And and then all the stuff happened with the infamous Matt Dillahunty, Andrew Wilson debate, and it made me kind of reassess like what I thought about debates and stuff. And so for a long time, I didn't do it. And then people started asking for it. And I was like, well, okay. And so I just agreed to it, on the deal, like, as long as you can come and talk about the subject that we've agreed to talk about, and it's not going to be, you trying to platform a bunch of horrible ideas and bigotry and stuff, like, because there's a lot of apologists out there that will just use a debate as an opportunity to do that, much like Andrew Wilson did. And
Exactly.
yeah. So once and then I did some like smaller stuff, like conversations with a couple of apologists and stuff. Some early on, it was some really low hanging fruit, and I don't know that it got any better later. Whenever like I debated Kent Hovind and stuff, but it was just it just kind of fell in my lap that way, and to this day, I don't really go looking for the debates. Like before the art protest, I kind of did just to promote that. Like I'll debate some creationists, and that'll bring some attention to what we're trying to do with this other thing. But and still, even right now, like I don't care if I ever do another debate. It doesn't matter to
Yeah, I
me.
got you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I think that I have a much better time talking with atheists, honestly. And like, as far as the debates go, like I'm not an expert on anything. So like, I usually feel like that there's probably people that could do it much better than I do, but I don't care to if
Yeah.
challenged, I guess.
Yeah, I know. Like when you watching debates and the call-in shows and stuff. One of the reasons why I am a non-believer now, because I listened to the different arguments, and the apologists didn't make any sense. And I'm like, what the hell? What the hell are you talking about? Doesn't make any sense. And even
Can I?
after, yeah,
Sorry,
go
I'm
ahead.
so sorry. Can I
No, you
address something in your chat real quick?
you sure can.
So
What do you
this
want
is
to
a
address?
common misconception. Uh, Coffey said there, I think creationists are just as minority as atheists, probably even more so. That is not true. 40%, nearly, well, it's like 37%. 37% of adults in the United States believe that the earth and man was created in a single creation event less than 10,000 years ago. The atheist community is much smaller than that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But when we argue back against them, we get accused of Christian persecution and stuff.
Of course.
Yeah.
They're trying to switch the narrative to make it convenient for them.
I think there was a period of time in like, especially with the call-in shows you were talking about and stuff, like,
Yeah.
where they tried to push it off as like, hey, we don't talk about these creationist ideals, because for the longest time, even shows like The Line very rarely would even take a creationist caller. And it was kind of pushed around as this like, oh, well, they're this fringe group of people. And there was this common saying that atheists would always say is, well, most Christians don't even believe that. And that's true, but not by very much.
Yeah, I mean, if they believe in the Bible, I was taught the Bible was where is it, 2 Timothy, all scripture is God breathed and used in teaching, rebuking. So right there, that just showed you that everything is true according to the Bible. So that's like contradicting what they're saying.
I think most Christians don't know what they believe, honestly.
I was once one of those people too.
I mean, me too. I mean, I think that kind of like the preacher man's told them the parts of the Bible that they want to tell them, and then they've kind of made decisions on their own. I think that every believer has to define God into existence their own way, and then they try to match that to their own moral bearings. You know, they try to best use that to explain their own moral position. And that's why I'll often say that no two believers believe the same thing. And
well, that's not my God.
Yeah, right. And even within denominations, though, they'll do that. And it's not an attack against believers themselves. I don't even take issue with believers. I take issue with the apologists and the science deniers and that stuff. But you know, I think that I just think that it was a thing going on for a while where there was this like acting like creationism wasn't this thing. And I promise you, they didn't build that multi-million-dollar boat in Kentucky for people who don't believe it. In Kentucky, that percentage from 37 goes up to like 43-44%.
Yeah, because you touched on that during our discussion, the non-existent discussion on recovery from religion. I don't know when they go post it, but we talked about how much money that was spent, and the area that they picked in Kentucky was one of the most impoverished areas in the state, and that how they've gotten so many tax incentives and cuts and stuff, but none of this is given back into the community what was originally said it was supposed to be. And that has a sour taste in my mouth, making it seem like this is a wonderful place that's supposed to have helped the community, and it did not.
Yeah, they would make you believe that. And rather than so when it comes to that particular thing, not only did they try every way in the world to keep from paying taxes to help the community, once it was, you know, causing them a lot of bad press and stuff, they're like, oh, well, we will help these things. And then they picked and chose which ones they would help and how they would do it. And That's why when we went and did the protest the day before, they had all these state police doing canine training at the Ark. And that's kind of like I don't know, that's kind of, I feel like that falls under the separation of church and state stuff that we were
Yeah,
there
yeah,
protesting, at
yeah.
least partly to begin with. So
And like your boy Hovind that said he was gonna come didn't show up, and then people showed videos that he had a video where he was showing zoomed down at our area, but he said they couldn't find it, and then they said there was no parking.
yeah.
Oh, that was funny. Like, really though, like you can't even have you can't even be honest with it. You just knew that you didn't have a leg to stand on speaking
Well,
in that situation.
Hovind, so Hovind lied from the beginning. He didn't even come with them up there.
Yeah,
And
because he got lost.
Well, no, Hovind never even attempted to make the trip.
Okay, because I heard
So
he got lost. That's why he didn't come.
well,
He turned back around.
yeah.
I don't know.
That's one of the 3 or 4 stories they tried to tell.
3 or 4.
The so they actually, as Godless Engineer was on stage speaking, they actually drove by and they took a picture from the stop sign and said that there was no place to park. And it's that wasn't true, obviously. And Hovind had sent that group up there to pick up this plastic crab that it was fiberglass crab that he was going to put in his creation display down, horseshoe crab he was going to put down there at Dinosaur Adventureland. And he had sent them in a van up there to do that, but he didn't come with them, didn't intend to come with them. And it was all a big lie. He was just doing it to drive up views on his channel. And
yeah,
it was just coincidence that they were coming to get the crab.
yeah. Because I have watched like Seth interact with him on his channel, and he's cut him off and has muted him in the middle of a statement and just not been honest in the whole discussion. And I'm like, how are people still following and still believing him after all this? After he's been charged all these criminal activities and the things with his wives and the cases of abusing his wives and the affairs, and I don't know. And I don't understand how they could be still.
Hovind, as dishonest and as unsavory character as he is, and the awful things that have both happened under his watch and he's been a part of, I will say this: he is a charismatic guy. Hovind has some charisma, and he uses that to try and to try and keep his ministry, I guess, going, his cult compound. Hovind is not he's like, when I interact with Hovind, he's just really nice and stuff, and he's incredibly easy to get along with, and he's even kind of funny and all that. Now, I'm well aware of the things in his background and stuff, and I don't I don't care for a lot of that stuff. But the fact of the matter is if we don't push back against the thing that Hovind says, that big following of his will continue to grow anyway. And it may still happen, but at least there's voices pushing back against the things he's out there saying publicly. And And I think that some of his followers need to hear that. They need to hear the absurdity of the claims that he makes and why they're absurd and why they're wrong. And they don't have to accept those things, but they can't say nobody told them.
So might as
Have I ever
well
been whacked by
the
Hogan?
question.
Kind of. So he did a Whack an Atheist episode about me, but his incompetence got the best of him, and he called me the American Atheist the whole time. So nobody knew what the hell he was talking about.
Oh, so he was anonymous whacked.
Yeah, pretty much. It was right before the art protest.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. I would never want to entertain anybody like him. I wouldn't even want to platform him or say anything, you know. He doesn't even
Well,
deserve that form of recognition.
I never platformed Hovind. I replayed debates that I had done with Hovind on my channel, but
Okay.
I went over on Rumble and debated him and stuff. He challenged me, and I did that thing. And then I debated him on another channel that was he was going to debate on anyway. If it wouldn't have been me, it would have been somebody else anyhow. So it wasn't
Okay.
me like drawing Hovind in to put him on.
Okay. So I'm gonna go back to the actual protest. How did you get all the content creators together and all that stuff? And you know, what was that process?
Well, we had wanted so the year before I tried to get a group of people to come to Ashland, Kentucky, where I live, and
Okay.
spend the weekend, and then we were going to go to the protest together, and we
Okay.
found out like literally weeks before that it wasn't going to happen, that they weren't having the protests anymore until the 10th year. And I wanted to do it that year, but there was just no way to put all that together that fast and get speakers and all the stuff we were going to need to do that. So I said, well, we'll for sure do it next year, and around Christmas time, I'll start promoting for that stuff and everything, and we'll get all this together and do it. And so around Christmas time that year, we started, Jess and I really started messaging content creators that we wanted to see speak at it and stuff. And surprisingly, we got a lot of yeses and stuff. We had some people no show on us and all that. And, but we managed to get still enough people that even if that happened, it was going to go off anyway. So, but just a whole lot of advertising and paid advertisements on YouTube and things like that to put the ads in front of people. And I tried to take my name and like the Kentucky Atheist brand out of it as much as possible. I mean, I could have had Kentucky Atheist branding on everything there if I wanted, I suppose, but it wasn't about me ever. So I really just tried to push my sponsors and stuff. That we got a big sponsorship from Pangburn.
Yeah.
Travis over at Pangburn sponsored us to do a lot of the stuff that we had to pay for and everything to make it happen. And then what was left of that we used to try and put people up in hotel rooms and Airbnbs and whatever to help people get there that wanted to be there, and maybe people who didn't get to take part in a lot of those events or had never taken part in any of those events got to come be part of that one. So that's kind of how we envisioned it and executed it.
Okay, that's cool. Hold on 1 second. One second. So are you gonna be involved with the next year's? I keep saying this year, that next year's, in some kind of way, because it is a 10th year anniversary. So the tri-state three thinkers are gonna be more involved, but are you still gonna play a part?
Um, so I may attend, but no. Originally the plan was that I was gonna do a lot of the stuff with it and everything, but the Tri-State Freethinkers, we kind of, I completely support what they're doing and why they're doing it, and I
Yeah.
get a lot of it, and I'm not. Don't misunderstand me. There's no beef with any of that.
Okay.
Jim and Christy Helton are two wonderful, great people who have put in tons of work over lots of years to get to where they're at with all those things. But I may attend or whatever, but they kind of have left me out of the loop on most of it. So
Oh, I got
uh,
you there.
I'm just not, I don't want to put my name out there and stuff for um,
Oh yeah, I
a
definitely
lot of
understand.
unknowns. I don't know. Their main concern is getting big name people, a lot of clout chasing to get people to
Okay,
to
yeah,
come
and the
to it.
people, yeah, and I probably don't think that like the
And
people,
I'm okay with, like, I get why you do that. Like, I understand you want it to be as a big event as possible, and you want to, like, I get why they're doing that and stuff, but it's just not. Yeah, and I wouldn't even care about that. But again, like, I've just been left out of the loop on everything, so I
yeah,
don't want to. I don't want to step into a big unknown there. I find that every time I do that in this space, I end up regretting it a
oh
lot.
yeah, I
So,
definitely understand. Sometimes I just sit back and just, I mean, for years I was just in the back burner, and even now with Black Non-Believers, when they come to the main organization, when we do events, I'm just like Medisa, where do you need me? Not really inserting myself anywhere. And but when I'm involved in local Detroit groups, I have more say because I'm over that section of the group, what we do. But I still take feedback and criticism from the people in my that are there, that are part of the group as well, because they have a right to voice their opinion about their wants and needs to make it better. So another question. Um, Within the near future, where do you want your channel? What do you see your a channel going, or your name brand to go? What is your sense of building yourself,
um,
and what can we do in a community to help if we
I
can?
don't. So that's kind of a tricky thing because that's one of the harder questions I've been asked about that. The
Good.
I mean, as somebody who's making YouTube content, of course I want people to see my content, and I want to. I mean, I want to. I mean, I want to build a community and stuff. That's really where most of my goals lie. But I mean, of course, I want my channel to grow and things, but I don't really have any like set goal right now. My goal is like I'm like 28, 29. I think I'm 29 subscribers now. I had a couple subscribers leave in the last couple days over a bunch
Oh
of nonsense.
wow.
Um, I think I'm about 29 subscribers from 1,500.
Okay.
That's my only really immediate goal as far as like
Okay.
my
I
channel and
got
stuff
you.
like
So
that.
you got that. If you ain't
Yeah.
subscribed to Joe, subscribe. His link is in the description, and Leo put it over here. So I'm going to put it up here in a second. That's what you do. That's how we can help him to get him his. I'm only at 150, so.
Oh, hey, you're doing great. You're further along than I was at that point. I got really lucky about 3 or 4 videos in, and I had made the Scum of the Earth series of videos. And later, like, I had made this video about Kenneth Copeland and some other televangelists,
Oh,
and it was like, I don't know how far later. I'd made other videos by this point, but all of a sudden one of those videos just picked up and took off and got like I think it's at 18,000 and some odd views, and I got a bunch of subscribers from it, and I so it's just keep making stuff, and you never know what's gonna do well and what's not. That Scum of the Earth series of videos, I had about 3 or 4 of those that did really well, and the last one I made got like 40 views. So
well, I
you don't
know
know.
I enjoyed being on your politicality with Robin. It was a great time. But are you gonna start your talk with Laura? You guys were having like a little thing going on. That was kind of cute to me too. I kind of like listening to y'all talking
Well,
about things and stuff. Because I don't think she's
we
not as
had
camera savvy as you are. She's more camera shy. It looks like.
yeah. We had we had some shakeups as far as like at home and stuff with our living situation and everything, but here in the near future, I think a lot of that stuff's finally getting straightened out and things, and we will probably do some more together, but I don't know that it'll be a regular show like we tried to do. She doesn't care as much for being on camera and stuff, and
Yeah.
I don't really care for being on camera either, but she really doesn't like it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
she likes talking to the people in the community and stuff, and she went with me to the art protest and met a lot of people, and enjoys that part of it, but the content making part, she's a little anxious about.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of Casey Gleason. Like, man, we're trying to get like on a Java and jugs and interviews, and she will not do it. But she's vocal in her own sense and will speak up and will defend and whatever she needs to do. But being on the camera, she will not do that.
Yeah.
And some people aren't, I mean, it took me a long time to want to be on the camera. I don't know what the hell I'm doing still.
Well, I wasn't on camera at all until I got up close to about 500 subscribers, and I was going to do a 500 subscriber like live stream special, and I didn't intend to like continue to be on camera and stuff. At that point, I had never been on camera. I did all my videos in voiceover with just like
Okay.
putting memes and pictures and stuff up.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Did you do like the voice changer, or was it your regular voice?
No, it was my voice, and
Okay.
I've always been pretty like I've always been pretty open about where I'm from, and my name's actually Joe. That's my real name. Like I don't care. But
Yeah, well, everybody knows my name,
yeah.
and they always glad you came.
Well, there's a lot of people that don't use their name, and I don't blame them for doing
Oh
that.
yeah, these alias stuff. Yeah, that's understandable too, and that's what they've known as, and that's their business, whatever. But
Yeah.
some people, get um they have they have to be secluded with it because of the persecution that might happen in their home life.
Yeah, I mean, people have jobs and personal lives and all kinds. There's all kinds of reasons to not do that, but I didn't. I wasn't worried about it. So
Hold on, Mighty Phil was being funny today, but this is what he said about them not involving you in the protest this year coming up.
well, they're actually more local than I am to that area. The
Yeah,
Tri-State
because
Freethinkers
they're like
are,
30 minutes
yeah.
outside of where the protest was. And they have a nice house. Man, did you
Oh
get
yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, what the hell? And then I'm a Prince fan. Our Chrissy was Prince stuff everywhere. Man, I was loving it. We had so much fun. That was the
Yeah.
game plan was so much fun. I can remember that moment for the rest of my life. And then
Yeah,
he also said this.
Jim. Oh yeah, yeah. We debated Star Trek versus
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars just for fun. Yeah.
I'm Star Wars. I'm a
I,
Star Wars fan.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan myself. I do prefer Star Trek, but I'm a big Star Wars fan too. But we just did it for fun.
Oh yeah, that was really a cool debate. That's the debate that I liked. Y'all really liked each other, y'all friends and for real, and y'all was just discussing a topic for fun.
Yeah, yeah. I
That
think it
was
was a
that
good
was really
exercise in just like, because the thing with debate is that you should, like, I could debate uh I could debate an atheist and me take the creationist position. And although, I don't support that position, agree with it, believe in any of the foundation of it or anything, uh whenever you talk about debate, you should be able to argue both sides of that topic.
yeah.
For me anyway, what I think helps me is that I already know what they're going to say before they say it. Uh, because they have like 5 or 10 arguments they use, not 10, 5 or 6 arguments. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so, it was just a fun exercise in debate, just having a bit of fun.
Yeah, I've not debated in a long time, but I was on debate teams in high school and college, and I can remember having to have topics and having to speak from both positions and having to be the one. At one point I was the one that was for this situation, and then the other end I was against it, and having
Yeah.
to put my point through.
Yeah,
Have
so
research, and even it was a stance that I stood for, researching and realizing why the other person was in that position to not believe it the same way that I did.
sure. I think we find that, like, the word debate is used really loosely when it comes to like YouTube debates. They're not actually debates; they're just performances. The uh, it's I mean, you do debate somewhat, but like, debates have a structure. Whenever we talk about like a classical debate or what a debate looks like, they generally have a structure that's um, a bit more strict, and they they tend to be quite a bit different than what these YouTube debates with Christians and stuff, apologists rather, end up being. They but it's kind of the thing of like, well, we want to do these things and have some kind of structured argument about it, but at the same time, it needs to work for the platform we're trying to put it out there on. And so, more often than not, like, debates on YouTube aren't really debates; they're just
It's
arguing.
just like a show. It's
Just
just
a
showing.
structured argument. And
Yeah,
again, like Kent Hovind, we talked about a few minutes ago,
yeah.
in an actual, like a written debate or an actual debate. Kent Hovind, he doesn't want to do those. He wants to do YouTube debates because he his ability to get through to people is through his charisma and his little quips and his personal attacks and all those things, and doxing people and everything else. And like, so there's but there's definitely, like, whenever we say debate, we know what we mean usually by saying it, like in this area. So it's, you know, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
It's mostly it's mostly more for the people doing it, entertainment, than anything. I want people to I want the people that disagree with me to hear what I'm saying more than the people that agree with me. And,
Yeah.
you know, on my channel, though, it's mostly atheists that are watching and stuff. And
Yeah.
um,
Me too.
they already know. uh, one of the things I had to figure out is that most of the people who come and watch, the atheist community is a very smart group of people. And most of
Most
the
of them.
time
It's a few that are
they know
not.
the topics better than I do. No, not all the time. We don't have to go there today.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm not even gonna go into detail,
Yeah,
but it make me really like disappointed.
no.
Like, are you serious?
Well, there's I think that, and this is just my opinion, but I think that a number of people aren't interested in debates or actually talking about topics of religion because it has been done to death. And and so, but they still came into this wanting to argue with people and wanting to argue about these topics and things. And I think that they just get and again, like, one of my main goals is building community and stuff, but I think that so much infighting goes on and spend so much time fighting amongst ourselves, that I have a hard time even using the word community these days, because
Yeah.
I mean, the community can be a loose definition, but I mean, technically, it's the atheist community on this corner of YouTube. It's not,
Yeah. I mean,
and
I can say community because there are some people that I have got in contact with, that I've connected with, that have shown me that they are in my corner, that they are a supporting force for me. And those are the ones, the small section of people like Mandisa, Cynthia, uh, Sharon, everybody back then, believers, AJ, you know, stuff like that. That I know that I deal with on a regular basis, that I can say, yeah, they're my people. That's my community. But somebody, because they're in
yeah,
my chat,
right.
I appreciate them supporting me and everything, but can't really say they're in my community in a sense, unless something
Yeah,
jumps off and where they land, that would show me.
yeah. Well, and that's what I
But I
mean is
appreciate
like saying
everybody
that
being here, But yeah,
the atheist community is, it's not that that's wrong. It's just it's kind of a broad term for what we're talking about here, because what we actually mean when we say that is this area of atheists, because the atheist community is made up of other communities, right?
yeah,
Like it's not just about non-believers. There's a lot of other things,
yeah. The only thing
and
about us is we don't
people
believe in
care.
God.
Yeah, because with atheism, all atheism mandates that we agree on is that we don't believe a God exists. Outside of that, we don't have to agree on anything else.
Exactly.
And that's not generally what you call a community, because we can't build
No,
anything off of that. So it's the
no.
other
Only
things that
agreeing
we
on one
agree on.
thing. That's not a good
Yeah.
community.
It's the other things that we agree on that we often build what we call a community out of. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's not anything wrong with it. I think where the issue comes up is that, again, you have people who, first of all, because the only thing we have to agree on is that we don't believe a God exists, you're going to have bad actors, and you're going to have people who want to just be provocative and controversial and and cause problems within that for their own benefit. Being an atheist doesn't
Misery
absolve you
love
from those
company,
things.
as they always say.
Yeah, yeah. And I really, this is not something that I generally speak about because I don't really want to. I don't try to. I don't like to cast a bad light on it, a negative light on it. But
Yeah,
I mean, as of late, especially since I
yeah.
think that there's been a lot
I
of bored
haven't
people,
even. Yeah,
and so they've tried to just be controversial for clicks and provocative for clicks, and uh, and I I'm not going to go any. I'm not going to bring any more heat on you
yeah,
than that.
yeah. I'm not. I'm not. Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. We'll just leave it like there. And here's the thing. I am human, and I'm made mistakes in my life, as everybody has done. And there is times in which I have adamantly sat there and thought of a situation, a position that I was not right about. And but after I'm talking to somebody, I'm realizing, wait, I'm not necessarily right on this situation. And I had to change my thought process on that situation.
Yeah,
Being friends with somebody or dealing with somebody, we are not going to agree on everything, but it's how you handle that situation. And what I'm saying is that they're not handling the situation right. Oh, cool. Okay. Just like I have a debate, a discussion with my coworker, and she was trying to talk about how the church is now getting in discriminated and things like that. And I was like, how? Because people are trying to get freedom. Nobody should be forced to only bring forth Christianity. I mean, there's different forms of religion, different forms of denomination. Who's to say what you worship is the right thing? It's not right at all anyway. But there's other religions and everything like that and belief systems. They should be able to worship as well and not put in the narrative. So we got in a big argument over this and everything. I was like, are you listening to yourself? Really listening?
yeah. Well,
I had no reasoning with her. I'm like, no, what? Never mind. Well, my other
yeah,
coworker was like, I've been listening to what y'all said, and she told the old girl, like, you need to shut the hell up and listen to Kelly. I'm actually a Christian myself, but you make no sense.
yeah, yeah. I think that I think that's more common than we give the credit for. Like I think a lot of times there's a lot of talking past each other, and we don't realize we're doing it. There's a lot of um, there's there's a lot of times where we take some of these positions for granted, and we don't realize that, like, hey, I remember being a believer, and if you had asked me, like, can you imagine a world where a God doesn't exist, I would be like, well, no,
Oh
that doesn't even
no.
make sense. Like it's hard to fathom certain positions whenever you have a worldview, and with atheism isn't a worldview, so it's the lack of a
Hate
particular
when they
worldview.
say that. That's your worldview. It
Yeah,
just
yeah.
irritates the hell out of me. Like, are you listening to yourself? Just because I don't believe in a God, that's not a worldview. That's just one
I,
opinion that I have about situation. I don't
well,
know.
I think as atheists, like, especially like as people who make content as atheists, I think that we're going to disagree on some things, obviously, but like,
Oh yeah.
I think that sometimes we, I don't know. I think there's a bit of arrogance and things that goes into it occasionally, not always intentionally, like you just, it's hard to put yourself in that other person's shoes sometimes on that. And so we end up connecting on other issues that we may agree about, like,
Yeah.
uh, and, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how you normalize it to begin with, is by not making that we don't believe in God the only thing anyone knows about us, right? Like,
Yeah.
um, people need to
But
know
how boring
that
would it
that
be if we agreed on everything, though? Would it be a
how
boring
how
way?
what?
It would be boring if everybody agreed on everything. There was no different
Oh yeah,
opinions.
yeah. No, it's all those perspectives that makes us effective and stronger. But it's also all those perspectives that causes a lot of friction too. But that's not a bad thing. It's how you then deal with that, right? Like,
Yeah.
uh, if we fall apart every time we disagree about something, then uh,
Same.
maybe normalizing it isn't something that should happen. But again, there's like, the atheist community itself is made up out of other communities, and then so uh, you would have to evaluate each one of those individually, which we do, but not like not on the spot, right? We kind of bring our baggage with us, and and there's atheists out there that are not very nice people. I mean, there's
Yeah.
right-wing atheists, there's Trump supporting atheists,
I was
there's,
about to say that too.
yeah. I mean,
Exactly. Some people like, oh no. Yeah, there's some Christians I'd rather be around than certain atheists. And yeah, I'll be like, nope, I'd rather deal with that Christian person. Straight up. I don't even, no, I don't know. You are, and it has come out more and more. Certain person, we ain't gonna name that person, but it's no way that they still should be in the community after everything that they said and did to a lot
yeah,
of people in there. There's no way that he should be platforming and still able to speak in certain conferences that I will rename nameless as well. But it's not my decision. I just know that I looked up to that person because they were a black person. And so that was like, man, reciprocation for me. And I have a sour taste in my mouth now because of that. And it's another one as well that I'm also going to rename nameless, that I really am disappointed with how they have turned out to be. But
well,
that happens. They said never meet your heroes. And I've met both of them.
I've had those experiences too, where I've been disappointed by people that I look up to, and famously, like, that the arc, famously, nothing about what I do is famous, by the way, but uh, famously, because a lot of people
You're on
know
my
about this
channel now, so
particular
you're
one.
famous now.
Yeah, yeah. Um, uh, the So I had invited Aaron Ra to speak at the art protest. He spoke at it a number of times, and I've it's no secret that I was like an Aaron Ra fanboy when I started this, and one of the big accomplishments in the first year was having him on the channel, and getting to sit down and have a talk with him, and I was really proud of that and stuff. And I invited him to speak at the art protest, and about 5 days before it happened, he told me that he wasn't coming because he had to stay home and watch his pets. And I was like, it was kind of a smack in the face and a big letdown. And I was mad about it at first. Like, for a minute I was mad about it, but I
Yeah,
stand
like
back.
that's a lame excuse.
Yeah. I sent him back an email and was nice about it and stuff. And then, because I got to sit and think about it later. And I was like, well, I don't think he lied to me or anything. I think that was true. It was 4th of July weekend, which complicated it. And his wife had to go out of town. And I mean, he gave me reasons and stuff. And I was kind of upset about it, and I was disappointed. But, I got over it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then, like, the first time I met Grayson, he said I was the stupidest person. Or no, he said that something I had said was the stupidest thing he'd ever heard anybody say. And like,
wow. I don't even know Grayson. Do I know Grayson?
Probably not. He hasn't been making content here in a little bit. But he had a big channel and was well known. And
you need to just think. In some things I think a lot of things I don't say outside. If y'all people know what I really thought, y'all be like, what the fuck wrong with her?
and so there's some of that, but like within, like, there's I can't expect to never be disappointed by people in any community. There's always going to be, again, you've got lots of different perspectives and personalities and things going at the same time. There's going to be problems. Working through those problems and overcoming them and moving forward and just keep going is the thing I try to do best I can. I do stress about other people in this area, some of their problems and some of the things that go on and things. But at the same time, like, I try to keep some bit of distance there because, it's just it can be a stressful thing. And there's been a lot of people come and go in this community. My channel doesn't look anything like it looked like in the beginning. I used to have a co-host that's not even, nobody really even talks to anymore. There's you find out that, there's really great people, and some of the greatest people I've met have been in this community. And there's snakes too that aren't who you think they are. And there's but that's with everything. It's not unique to this. And sometimes we put this lofty idea of what the atheist community is in our head, and we put it out there to everybody, and we think that it's always going to be, rainbow farts and stuff. Like, it's just, but that's just not the case. And that's reality with everything. So I try not to let it bother me too bad about those things. Some things obviously upset me more than others, but you get that attachment with it because we're very much among a lot of friends and stuff, and sometimes you think people are your friends. It's not. And
that's sad.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the people in this community, I mean, Ember has been one of my most supportive forces since I've started being more open in this community. She's really been there for me, supporting me, and I thank her for her friendship.
Deviant,
Ember, Deviant, I personally met Deviant. Deviant is always supportive for me as well.
Yeah. When I first started doing this, Ember was one of the first people that I met and introduced me to StreamYard and gave me some pointers on a few things, and came on my early live streams so there was someone there for me to talk about or talk to, not about, but Ember has and Ember, she has been that way with a number of people, and again, unfortunately, like, Ember has been one of the nicest people that I've met in this community. There's a few people that I give that title to that are just some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, and Ember has been really great, and she hasn't always received that in return. And
no, she is not.
And that's
That's what's
unfortunate.
angering me. I don't want to talk about, I'm going to detail those anger me what's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on. It's pissing me
no,
off so much. And I'm not trying to, because I don't want to go on a tirade about the situation. But the ladies that I've affiliated with Javin Jugs are some of the best women that you ever could meet. We are
yeah,
supportive and are there for you and help other people. And this is the backlash that has been given to them by them trying to help and to be rational in a situation. I
yeah,
won't say
yeah.
anything else.
Unfortunately, like um, people are your friends until you disagree with them, and then they, like um, you get that. The first time you can't it can't be settled in a second conversation, people start and then the infighting comes with more vitriol and stuff than you see. Uh, I say there's no hate like Christian love, but um, I'm finding that a good part of the atheist community behaves just as badly and is just as guilty of theistic thinking and behavior and um, uh, dragging people through the mud unnecessarily and just like. But again, I think that goes on with a lot of things, and we like to think that we've gotten past a lot of that, and we like to think that we're going to agree on things, and it's just not the case. And each person has to decide what they're going to put up with. Like how far am I willing to go down this rabbit hole until or get involved in this thing until it's like I'm just going to step away from it and things. And unfortunately, like um, people would rather see the whole thing destroyed for them to get a few views or for their point to, for the thing they care about to be the only thing anybody else talks about or cares about, or they're being attacked for it. Uh, and when it doesn't go their way, let's put people's personal business out there and let's
Yep.
let's sling accusations and all kinds of other stuff. And that goes both ways. I don't think and this is as far as I will speak on this, but you know, when an accusation has been made about something, and that's all you have, that's all you got. Like you can't then go and assign a bunch of stuff to it that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about,
Just
and
shut the fuck up and wait
you
for the
can't
evidence
you
to come
can't
out.
then you can't then be
Especially if you're
mad
not
for
involved
somebody
in the
telling you that.
situation yourself. Especially if you're not
You know,
involved. You're only going by
like
speculation.
the 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 grossest thing that I've seen to date, and it's not with just this one thing. This has happened a number of times, but dragging people's personal business out there to put in front of everybody so that you can have, you agree with me, like is ridiculous, and it's when you don't have the information to be doing that, like why do that? Because you can say the same thing and make the same points, and you can say, hey, this accusation's been made and it's serious, and we should talk about that. But like, I think then the only reason to go further than that, just it's going to cause problems. We have to be respectful of each other and aware of each other and all those things if we want to call ourselves an atheist community, because otherwise we're just a bunch of different people bitching about whatever we decide to bitch about that day.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
Yeah.
sadly, this conversation is going to have to end because I have to go in and do my 9 to 5.
Okay. Well, I
And
appreciate you. I appreciate you having me. and I'm sorry that we had to get
you
there.
a little late, yeah. Well, I'm glad you made it. I mean, I think Helen's show I was like 10 minutes late because of I usually do it in the living room because there's a few people in here, and my room is more a closet than it is a room, and so but anyway, so I was trying to do it here, and there was a Lions game on, so then they invited people over, so I had to set up outside. But it worked out. So anything you want to plug, anything you want to promote before
You
we
know,
end?
if you want to check it out, the Kentucky Atheist is my channel. All social media, I'm the Kentucky Atheist. You're welcome to come hang out and stuff. You're welcome to come disagree with me if you want, and we can talk about that too. But that's where I'm at. If you want to talk, that's it.
Ryan is another one of my ride or die girls. She's in the
Yeah,
job
Ron's great.
crew. Monday, I'm gonna plug some things before we leave. Mondays, 9 a.m. to 11. We have 8 phenomenal women, though we're not all there at the same time because we have lives. But we talk about a current event topic that's relevant to the community. And Ryan is probably the main host, I'm gonna say, because she be taking over and everything. Then tomorrow I'm starting a segment. It's called Alternative Faith, where I'm talking to people who decided to walk away from main religion and decided to become pagan or something in that sense. So if you know somebody that's a pagan or some kind of alternative, not a regular mainstream religion, have them contact me on Messenger or Discord or something, and we can connect. So tomorrow is Reese Swartz. She's a Wiccan. She's coming on my show. We're going to talk to her. She left the evangelical cult. And then the 17th, I'm talking with a lady named Heather Foy. She's a Celtic bishop. So we're going to talk to her as well. And other things going on. Candace and Deanna's coming on my show, and I'm missing something. Oh, and I'm going to be on Cynthia's show next Saturday, as a matter of fact, too. A lot of stuff that's going on. Thank everybody for tuning in. Like, subscribe, me and Joe's channel. And until next time, you guys have a great one.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride.